Hi everyone, and welcome to today's Tropical Atlantic Marine Weather Briefing for Sunday, December 14th, 2025. Two key hazards we're going to be watching for the upcoming week across the basin. The first is a gale warning for the western Atlantic, mainly offshore northeast Florida. Cold front moving through today will bring some strong to gale force northerly winds, 30 to 35 knots, as well as some rough seas. Those will continue into Monday morning. And then farther to the east, some significant easterly swell will be bringing seas of 10 to 14 feet to tropical waters east of about 50 west through the day on Monday. Here's a look at the current conditions, and as you can see, there is a cold front here that is about to push off the southeastern United States coast, and this is where the gales will develop behind it offshore northeastern Florida. And then you can see a large area of fresh to strong winds through the central tropical Atlantic, mainly to the east of 50 west. And then where we look at wave heights, you'll see in the orange and yellows seas of over 12 feet for areas between about 10 and 20 north, again to the east of about 50 west. Headed into Monday, the cold front will make its way from about Bermuda down into western Cuba. Behind the front, strong to near gale force northerly winds throughout the day with morning gale conditions up right along our northern border along 31 north. Very rough seas of 12 to 14 feet as well behind the cold front, with some rough seas also extending where the cold front is a little bit weaker into the Gulf. And then you'll see your area of very rough seas, 12 to 14 foot seas in the northeasterly swell to the east of 50 west between about 10 and 20 north. As we go on into Tuesday, the front begins to weaken and stall out here in our central basin. So the winds will begin to diminish, but still at an area of very rough seas to the south of Bermuda, extending southward toward Hispaniola. 12 to 15 foot seas. The seas also begins to diminish a little bit across our eastern waters, but still 10 to 12 foot seas across a wide swath of our southeastern basin. By Wednesday, the front weakens even further with some moderate to fresh northeasterly winds back behind it. A smaller area of about 12-foot seas behind the front with a broad area of rough seas of 8 to 11 feet across a wide expanse of our waters. And then the trade wind area is having a broad swath of 8 to 11 foot seas. By Thursday, the frontal boundary will be kind of stalled through our central waters with a continuation of moderate to fresh northeasterly winds behind it. But the trade wind belt will be the main area that we're looking at by late next week with fresh to strong winds across our southeastern waters and some rough to very rough seas, 10 to 12 feet across those same waters. And finally, by next Friday, we will be watching the potential for some low pressure to develop along the old frontal boundary off to the east and southeast of Bermuda. And we'll also be watching potential for some increase in the strong trade winds in the south central Caribbean. But in summary, our headline that we currently have out is a gale warning offshore northeast Florida for this evening, tonight, and into Monday morning. And we're also watching significant northeasterly swell that's going to produce very rough seas of up to 14 feet across our tropical Atlantic waters to the east of 50 west through the day on Monday. Thanks for listening to today's briefing. We'll have another one out to you on Thursday, December 18th by 5 p.m.